Hey, welcome to the process. My name is Dr. John Bush. This is a continuation of my consistency of the median fantasy points. It is a weekly fantasy tool, and I've introduced it, gave you some initial landscape view data, talked about quarterbacks and running backs. This lesson focuses on the tight end and the wide receiver using this weekly metric here. So please stop and go listen to 128, 129. Okie dokie, let's move. So we are looking at tight ends first. This is the player, the percentage of weeks that they were over the positional median for 19, 20, 21. And then I gave a 3-year window median of their data. So kind of trying to get them in together, and allows you to make tiers and whatnot, and just kind of look and see uncertainty aspects in tight end drafting. Probably unsurprisingly, Kelsey has delivered about 7 weeks out of 10 weekly consistency fantasy points as a tight end. He stands above everyone. Okay, so when you think of drafting him in a tight end premium league, it definitely does make sense to take him probably that early. Okay, so kind of next has been Kittle, which had a bad 2020. I know there was injuries, so pretty much up there. Andrews is somewhere between 6 out of 10 weeks and 5 out of 10 weeks. Not like Kelsey or Kittle even. And Kittle is going behind Andrews. Waller is 56, 63, and 36 last year. Really concerning decline. Not sure, but he's being discounted as well. Then we have Hockenson at 50%. Henry dropped to 29. Cook pretty much fell off at 19%. Gronk, give you 4 weeks out of 10. Ertz, about 35%. Thomas, 33. Freiermuth, everybody's saying he's the new thing. Well, 3 out of 10 weeks he's the new thing. Gesicki, about 3 weeks. Delaney Walker hadn't been played in a while. Goddard, 4 out of 10. Schultz, 4 out of 10. So, and you can see it gets pretty weak. I will draw attention to Knox. He's really 47%. Max Williams at 40%. So Knox is being discounted as well. So if you ignore 2020, 2019, he's right up there. You know, if you see that 47, he's going to be better than a lot there. He may be the bargain of the draft right now. Anyway, when you're drafting your tight ends this year, just consider the 3-year window. Okay, consider some of the uncertainty, i.e., Waller, Kittle had injuries, people like Cook, Hunter Henry, so. Just be aware there's some issues. Okay. If you wait and do late tight end, you're probably going to run into tight ends that have more inconsistency on a weekly basis. Again, we're talking weekly information. This is the percent of the weeks the player went above the median for tight ends. So it sets a bar, who's above that bar and in how many weeks, right? So Kelsey, he's compared to everybody else, it's 69%. He is putting money in your bankroll. Let me tell you, he is worth in a tight end premium league probably where he's going. Okay, that doesn't mean pick him first, but just realize you walk in with a really, really solid player, and you can back him up on some type of filler player. Okay. If you look at the tiers based on the 3-year window, Kelsey's by himself. Then it's Kittle, Andrews, and Waller. Kittle's a little bit more of a bargain. Andrews is not. Hawkinson by himself, and so forth. So you can see kind of how it goes, and then you see how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about the 6th tier, it's everybody in the kitchen sink. So it gets really dicey at that point. That's where, if you've waited that late, you're grabbing 2 or 3 and trying to stream out your tight ends, which is fine. It can get you through some tough weeks. But if your opponent has somebody like Kelsey or Andrews, maybe Waller, I'm a little concerned. Kittle, maybe. Hawkinson's been fairly consistent, so they're going to be weekly. They're going to be higher value weekly than, say, Goddard or Gesicki. Okay, that's just the way it is. Okay, at least that's the way it has been. I don't know what's going to be, but that's what it looks like to me. If you switch and go and sort the players by 2021 high to low, then Kelsey sits there. Kittle, Andrews, Hawkinson moves up. Look at Knox. Knox is, to me, the bargain of the draft right now. If you can live with, why did he wake up? Why did they just wake up in Buffalo to him? Was it injury? Was it synergy with Allen? Whatever. If he can do another 47, he's your 5th best, and he's better than Gronk. And you can see then, that next tier breaks between Waller at 36. He's costing you more. So he's probably a fade for me. Ertz, Freiermuth in the 30s, Fant in the 30s. So it's getting a little dicey down there. But at least now you're aware. You can't say, how come, whatever. Pitts only delivered 24% of the weeks. That's basically 2.5 out of 10. He's costed you a lot more. There is the expectation. So he's being drafted on expectation. So even if he doubled at 48, Knox is still as good as him. Okay? So he's probably a fade as well. It's just what the data is saying. But I understand expectations. So if we look at just 2021 and make tiers, it's Kelsey, Kittle number 2, Andrews, Hawkinson, Knox, 3rd tier, Schultz, Goddard, Max Williams, Gronkowski, then Waller, Ertz, Logan Thomas. And you can see, like I suggested, take the current ADPs and make some notes here, and that should wake you up to what's going down. Again, do you want Pitts at what he's expected to do? Or, are you a prove it to me person? It's probably personal preference, but I'm probably looking elsewhere. Okay. So now I think we're moving to wide receivers. Thomas is number one at half the weeks. Folks, half the weeks. Okay, half the weeks. I don't know if that's shocking or not. That should rattle your cage a little bit. If you think weekly, people don't. But it's a weekly game, and that should rattle your cage. Thomas, everybody's thinking he comes back. Yes, if he can come back to 2019, then he's the top pick in the whole draft at his price. And you could go down this list. Given the variation, I just want you to see what we're really talking about and what's going on here. Brandon Ayuk, everybody's talking, 24%. DJ Moore, 24%. Galladay went to sleep at 7%. Can you imagine drafting him last year? Evans at 44. Cup, man, did Cup walk and double? Yes. Will Cup have another season like that? People are drafting him like he will. If you look through here, where is the wide receivers that have high consistency? Okay, I'm looking. Allen at 50% maybe? You're not finding a Cooper Kupp at 76% every year. It's just not there, folks. I think you should be cautious about a lot of these plays. Okay, I think this data should be used to scare you into doing more research versus just kind of going along with the ADP flow. Okay, when you get in the draft, especially if you're 30 seconds or a minute, things just overwhelm you. Overwhelms me. That's why I do slow drafts. I hate 1 minute drafts. That's just not how I do things. I like to think. I don't like to react. And if you're a thinker, you should get into fast drafts. I mean, people complain, hurry up. Hey, whatever. If it's a 6-hour pick, then I'm taking as long as I want. In fact, you can really get people stirred up if you deliberately wait till the last minute. That can knock people off their game, just pissing them off. So, just depends on how you're feeling. If you're feeling extra snarky, take a look at some of that. This is the way, the data. Here's the next wave. You're looking at the Renfro, 15, 6, and 41. Is he a 41? Is he a 6? What the hell? That kind of data worries me, okay? I feel very unconfident when I see that kind. Look at Antonio Brown. Oh my goodness. I would not feel confident about some of these lead picks. Anyway, this is what you've got to deal with late in the draft. Whew, you have to hunt high and low to find something. This is a 3-year median. If you just use 3 years. Jefferson's in there. He's going about that. Adams, he's our third. Allen's right in there. Notice Kupp. That's because Kupp has not had that 3-year consistency. He's only had a 1 year, and it was a hell of a season, no doubt. So take a look at that. Should scare you a little bit and make you do more research. If we sort by 2021, Cooper Kupp should be probably the number one. He should be. Taylor only gives you 71% comp score. Cup at 76. If you really believe in Cup, you should take him over Taylor. There's your take. Jefferson, 60%. That's not bad. Allen, Godwin, if he can come back, he's a bargain. Hill's probably about fairly priced. Thielen is a bargain at 46. Adams, 44. You're probably paying too much. CeeDee Lamb, can he improve? People are thinking so. Brandon Cooks, can he improve? People are thinking so. Sterling Shepard's almost a freebie at 43, folks. He delivered. Pittman at 41%. Renfro, see, that worries me. He worries me. Dante Johnson, about 40%. Brown, 40%. Jamar Chase, 35%. And he's what, the second? There's an anticipation that he's somehow going to be in the 60s, I guess. 70s? I don't know. So it's like Pitts. We're anticipating. I certainly had to draft using anticipation. But people do. I think I'll probably not pick him at his price. Here's just some later prices here. And you can see some of the drop-offs here. Okay. Some of the players that didn't really give us anything last year, people talking about Fuller, that's what they're talking about. A 45% there. People are hoping Allen Robinson gives us 4 out of 10. Juju, they're hoping 4 out of 10. I don't know. Curtis Samuel, 27% on his best day. That's weak sauce there. Anyway, if you look at 2021, here are the tiers. Kupp, Jefferson, Allen, Godwin, if he can get over, I think he's the bargain, and Thielen. Right there, folks. There it is. So if you're using weekly tools, you're going to potentially spot players that are not highly thought of this year. So I would probably work against the grain, excuse me, for some of my picks. Consistency at the weekly level can give you a view that's different than what people are looking at. So maybe this is the year you take one of your leagues and try this data. Let me know how it goes. But I'm thinking this is really intriguing, some of these players here. Okay, this is Dr. Bush for the process. We're having lots of fun.